How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just want to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite from last night, which was October 23rd, 2021. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was Bryan Danielson versus Dustin Rhodes. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Bryan Danielson went over with the guillotine choke. Match 2, it was Ruby Soho versus Penelope Ford. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Ruby Soho went over with a roll-up. Well, after the match, the bunny came into the ring, and the bunny and Penelope Ford were getting ready to gang up on Ruby Soho, but Red Velvet came out to even the odds, and Ruby Soho and Red Velvet were getting ready to attack the bunny and Penelope Ford, but the bunny and Penelope Ford retreated, and Ruby Soho and Red Velvet stood tall in the ring while the bunny and Penelope Ford were outside the ring, and they were all four staring each other down and everything. That was cool. And that was after the match, by the way. Match 3, it was Bobby Fish versus Anthony Green. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Bobby Fish went over with the knockout kick. Well, after the match, Bobby Fish attacked Anthony Green by kicking him in the back of the leg and then doing some ground and pound punches on him, and then putting him in a sleeper hold, putting him in a choke hold, and running his fingers, doing a fish hook on his nose and everything. And then CM Punk came out, and Bobby Fish retreated, and CM Punk stood tall in the ring while Bobby Fish was outside of the ring, and CM Punk tended to Anthony Green and everything. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. Match 4, it was Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Eddie Kingston went over with a roll-up. Well, before the match, as Lance Archer was coming out to the ring, Eddie Kingston came out and attacked Lance Archer from behind and started beating the shit out of him, and then Lance Archer and Eddie Kingston were beating the shit out of each other, and Lance Archer got the best of Eddie Kingston, and Lance Archer grabbed a fan from the crowd and executed a body slam on top of Eddie Kingston, and then Lance Archer got the fan on top of on the ring apron, and Lance Archer executed the choke slam to the fan on top of Eddie Kingston outside the ring, and then Lance Archer got Eddie Kingston in the ring, and the match started and everything, which that was cool. Match 5, it was Jungle Boy. Wait, that was after the match between Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer, by the way. Match 5, it was... Yeah, that was match 4, by the way. Match 5, it was Jungle Boy versus Brandon Cutler. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Jungle Boy went over with the snare trap. Well, after the match, Jungle Boy got on the microphone and was saying how that was a nice warm-up, beating Brandon Cutler's ass and everything, and talked about how he wanted to fight. He called out the rest of the Elite, which are Kenny Omega, Matt and Nick Jackson, and Adam Cole, because he wanted to fight them and everything, and then none of them showed up, so Jungle Boy executed the snare trap on Brandon Cutler and had the microphone, and Brandon Cutler was saying, "Somebody help me, Matt, Nick, somebody." Well, Adam Cole came out with a microphone and and said to Jungle Boy, "What is wrong with you? Jungle Boy, you think you're so big and bad because you're beating up on Brandon Cutler? Well, since you want to fight so bad, how about you fight me?" And then Adam Cole came down to the ring and got on the ring apron, and Jungle Boy done a forearm strike to Adam Cole and knocked him off the apron. Then the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, came into the ring. Jungle Boy turned around. The Young Bucks executed a double super kick to Jungle Boy and then took him outside of the ring and got him on stage. And then the Young Bucks executed the BTE trigger to Jungle Boy, laying him out. Then, the Young Bucks went to the BTE trigger position again, and Adam Cole executed the boom to Jungle Boy. And then the Young Bucks and Adam Cole dragged Jungle Boy over to the commentators table, and then the Young Bucks threw Jungle Boy off the stage onto a table, and the Young Bucks and Adam Cole stood tall and everything. That was cool. That was match 5, by the way, and that was after the match, by the way. And match 6, which was the main event, it was Cody Rhodes versus Malachi Black. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Cody Rhodes went over with the Tiger Driver. Now, besides the matches, the Elite, which are Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Adam Cole, cut a promo, and Kenny Omega was talking about how Hangman Page was the number 1 contender to face him for the AEW title at Full Gear, and how Hangman Page is a coward piece of shit, and talked about how once he's done with him and everything, he wasn't going to be known for cowboy shit. He was going to be known for coward shit and everything. And then the Young Bucks and Adam Cole were talking shit as well. That was cool. FTR, which are Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, along with Tully Blanchard, cut a promo, and Dax Harwood was talking about how him and Cash Wheeler are proud to be the AAA Tag Team Champions and are the greatest luchadors in the history of professional wrestling and everything. And then Cash Wheeler was talking about how the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, beat the shit out of them. How the Young Bucks beat them for the tag team titles at Full Gear last year, and ever since then, they've been on the sidelines watching all these cosplay people play around with the AEW tag team titles and everything. And then Pena El Cerro Miedo and Pena El Cerro Miedo, along with Alex Abrahantes, were in that same promo, and Pena El Cerro Miedo was talking about was translated something in Spanish, and Alex Abrahantes said, Pena says, last week FTR, last Saturday, you hurt my brother. And then on Rampage, you attacked me from behind and you sucker punched Alex Abrahantes. Now Alex says, FTR, revenge will be coming and everything. And then FTR and Tully Blanchard cut a promo again, and Dax Harwood was saying, Alex, you say revenge is coming? Well, bring it on. Top guys out. That was cool. Tony Schiavone interviewed Sting, and Tony Schiavone was asking Sting about an update on Darby Allin and everything, and Sting was getting ready to give the update on Darby Allin, but MJF came out with a microphone, and MJF was talking about how Darby Allin wasn't going to come back because of what happened to him, and talked about how Sting was Darby Allin's emo daddy and everything, and talked about how over the years since Sting has been in the wrestling business, all his friends have had his back through thick and thin, but where was he? Because he's always neglected his friends. And for example, Lex Luger, where is he now? And MJF got into the ring, and then MJF was getting ready to say he's in a wheelchair, but Sting attacked MJF with a clothesline, and then Sting started punching MJF in the face and beating the shit out of him, and MJF was in the corner while Sting was beating the shit out of him. Well, Shawn Spears came out with a steel chair, and Sting attacked Sting struck Shawn Spears and beat the shit out of him, and then Wardlow came out and attacked Sting, but Sting beat the shit out of Wardlow, and then Shawn Spears attacked Sting from behind with the steel chair, and Sting turned around and beat the shit out of Shawn Spears, and then Wardlow attacked Sting from behind with a clothesline, laying him out, and then Shawn Spears took the steel chair and was beating the shit out of Sting with the steel chair. And MJF got out of the corner. Shawn Spears and Wardlow put MJF's suit jacket back on him. Shawn Spears set the steel chair up. MJF sat on the steel chair, and MJF got the microphone and was saying, Darby, if you come back to AEW, this right here is going to be your future. Because you say I can't break you mentally. Well, I'm going to do just that if you return to AEW. Because like I said, your future, this will be your future. And MJF, Shawn Spears, and Wardlow were leaving the ring, and Sting got up, and MJF was still in the ring while Shawn Spears and Wardlow were outside the ring. Shawn Spears and Wardlow were getting ready to come into the ring, but MJF made Shawn Spears and Wardlow stay outside of the ring, and MJF got his Dynamite diamond ring, and MJF executed a punch. MJF ended up punching Sting in the face with the diamond ring and laying him out. So MJF, Wardlow, and Shawn Spears left the ring while Sting was laid out in the ring. That was cool. Tony Schiavone interviewed Britt Baker, and Tony Schiavone was informing Britt Baker that at AEW Full Gear on November 13th, she'll be defending the AEW Women's title against Ty Conti. And then Britt Baker was saying, then Britt Baker was talking about how Ty Conti only got in AEW because she's been shaking her ass, and however, Britt Baker herself has been kicking ass since day one and everything. And Britt Baker was also saying that she didn't have a problem with Ty Conti until she put her hands on the AEW Women's title, and how and also sticking her nose in everybody else's business and everything. And then Britt Baker was talking about how she was going to kick Ty Conti's ass at Full Gear and retain the AEW Women's title and everything. That was cool. MJF and Shawn Spears were backstage, and MJF was asking Shawn Spears how he looked and everything, and then Shawn Spears was saying, "You look fantastic, brother." And MJF and Shawn Spears were sharing a moment, and then MJF was getting ready to cut a promo, but Wardlow came along and said, "What was that bullshit? What was that bullshit last week?" MJF said, "What do you mean?" Wardlow said, "You know exactly what I mean. When you pushed me into Sting." And MJF was saying, Whoa. Calm down, big man. The reason I did it is because I was nervous and I was panicking, and it was either fight or flight. But don't worry, big man. I love you. And I've gotten to realize, you're making big bucks for what you do for me. But I've also realized that there's a lot of stress on one person. So I'm giving you an accountability buddy. Wardlow said, well, that was what MJF said. But Wardlow said, accountability what? MJF said, an accountability buddy. And your accountability buddy will be none other than the chairman himself, Shawn Spears. Then MJF was saying, but anyway, boys, I got a meeting to attend to. Pinnacle forever. And then Wardlow and Shawn Spears were just standing there looking at each other, and Shawn Spears said hi to Wardlow and everything, which that was cool. Tony Schiavone interviewed Lio Rush and Dante Martin, and Tony Schiavone was pretty much asking Lio Rush how he was feeling and everything, and Lio Rush was saying, Schiavone, you know how I'm feeling. I'm feeling really great. And everything, and then Lio Rush was going on about how him and Dante, how he was the greatest, and Dante Martin was great and everything, and then Lio Rush was also going on about how Matt Sydal sucks and everything, and then Dante Martin cut Lio Rush off and was saying that Matt Sydal was one of the best wrestlers ever and everything, and then Lio Rush was saying, Dante, Matt Sydal sucks because I gave him the opportunity to show himself and beat CM Punk on Rampage, but he failed because Matt Sydal not only sucks, but he is a failure. But you, Dante Martin, are not a failure. So, with that being said, I went to Tony Khan to request a tag team match for me and you. Dante Martin said, well, who's our opponents going to be? He said, our opponents will be the Sydal brothers, and the tag team match between you and I versus the Sydal brothers will be next Friday on Rampage and everything. And then Dante Martin was looking on, pissed off and everything, and then while Lio Rush was smiling and everything. That was cool. Dan Lambert and the Men of the Year, which are Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, were out in the ring, and Ethan Page got a microphone and was cutting a promo saying, because the crowd was chanting, you suck, and Ethan Page was saying, we suck? No. You know who sucks? The Inner Circle sucks. And I'm going to run down every member of the Inner Circle. Jake Hager. He talks about being an undefeated MMA fighter. Never seen it, don't care to see it. Santana and Ortiz. Because Jake Hager got pinned by Scorpio Sky. Well, wait a minute. Dan Lambert and the Men of the Year, which are Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, came out to the ring. We're out in the ring, and Ethan Page got on the microphone cutting a promo saying that the Inner Circle sucks because they beat him twice, and he was going to run down every member of the Inner Circle. And he started with Jake Hager, saying that Jake Hager, it goes on about how he's an undefeated MMA fighter, and while he's never seen it, don't care to see it. Santana and Ortiz, they grew up on the streets, but Ethan Page himself and Scorpio Sky treat the streets like they're a runaway. And I can't forget Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is all about the spotlight, and he's not here tonight, which is great because now I get time to talk on the microphone. And the only thing Chris Jericho is great at was when he got his ass kicked by Scorpio Sky and myself last week at Grand Slam, and last week on Dynamite, last week on Rampage, but the night after that, he flirts with Paige Van Zandt. And the only thing he'll be kissing is Jorge Masvidal's knee. And then Ethan Page was going on about getting ready to talk shit about Sammy Guevara. But Sammy Guevara came out and got on and had a microphone and was talking about saying, to quote my best friend and teammate Chris Jericho, Ethan Page, would you please shut the hell up? And Sammy Guevara was going on about how the Men of the Year and Dan Lambert were out here talking shit and everything, and Sammy Guevara was talking about how, was saying towards Dan Lambert, saying, Dan Lambert, I hate to sit here and listen to you talk, but I want to hear your stipulations, so go ahead and talk. So Dan Lambert got on the microphone, and Dan Lambert was, because Sammy Guevara called Dan Lambert a fat-faced dipshit. Well, the crowd was chanting fat-faced dipshit, and Dan Lambert was saying, do not start that. For the love of God, do not start that. Well, Sammy Guevara, I'm proud of you, little man. So, you want to hear my stipulations? Well, you got it. Well, I'm going to tell you right now. You got your 10-man tag team match at Full Gear. Under one condition. You will have to show up next week on AEW Dynamite in Boston, Massachusetts to face Ethan Page for the AEW TNT title. And if you lose the AEW, if and when you lose the AEW TNT title to Ethan Page next week on Dynamite, not only will you lose your precious AEW TNT title, but you will have to leave the Inner Circle forever. And Sammy Guevara was saying, so if I lose to Ethan Page next week, not only will I lose my AEW TNT title, but I will also have to leave the Inner Circle forever. I accept. But, Dan, under one condition. If I win, and I retain my AEW TNT title, I get to pick two of the members of the American Top Team to face the Inner Circle at Full Gear. And then Scorpio Sky got on the microphone and was saying, Sammy, since you're in an accepting mood, how about you accept the ass beating that Ethan Page and I are going to give you right now? So Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Dan Lambert got out of the ring and came up to the stage, and Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page ganged up on Sammy Guevara, beating the shit out of him, and then Jake Hager, Santana, and Ortiz came out and and beat the shit out of Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, but Scorpio Sky, Ethan, and Sammy Guevara started beating the shit out of Ethan Page, but Scorpio Sky and Dan Lambert retreated while Jake Hager, Santana, and Ortiz stood tall and everything. That was cool. John Moxley cut a promo talking about how he's in the AEW title tournament and talked about how his daughter looked him in the eyes and grabbed his pinky finger and looked him in the eyes and everything. And John Moxley was saying he realized as he was looking into his daughter's eyes, he didn't give a shit about the ratings, didn't give a shit about the rankings, didn't give a shit about the tournament, didn't give a shit about the AEW title. All he cared about was making it out in one piece and win the AEW title tournament and everything. And John Moxley talked about how he was going to destroy everyone in the AEW title tournament and everything, which that was cool. The Dark Order, which are Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, 5'10", and Colt Cabana cut a promo, and the Dark Order were going on talking about how they were going to face the Elite, which are Kenny Omega, Matt and Nick Jackson, and Adam Cole next week, and how they were going to demolish them and everything. And then Hangman Page was talking about, well, Hangman Page came along and was talking about was apologizing to the Dark Order for what happened after he left and everything, and the Dark Order forgave him. And then Hangman Page was reminding the Dark Order that they will face the Elite next week, and since it's Halloween, you all can dress up, because if I know the Elite, they're gonna try to outdo you all and dress up and everything since it's Halloween. Well, the Dark Order was talking about what they were going to dress up for Halloween and everything, and Hangman Page left, and the Dark Order started arguing about Halloween and everything. That was cool. And Miro cut a promo talking about how his God has been ignoring him and how his wife needs her champion back and everything, and talked about if his God don't give him an answer, he was going to cause destruction and it was going to be his fault and everything, which that was cool. Now, besides all that, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. And the referees for the event were Rick Knox, Paul Turner, and Bryce Remsburg. Okay. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Bryan Danielson versus Dustin Rhodes. Rick Knox. Wait a minute. The referees for the event were Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Bryan Danielson versus Dustin Rhodes. Rick Knox refereed the match between Ruby Soho versus Penelope Ford. Paul Turner refereed the match between Bobby Fish versus Anthony Green. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer. Rick Knox refereed the match between Jungle Boy versus Brandon Cutler. And Paul Turner refereed the match between Cody Rhodes versus Malachi Black. All the referees done awesome as usual. Now, the match card for this Wednesday's All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite that's been announced. It's going to be Sammy Guevara versus Ethan Page for the AEW TNT title. CM Punk versus Bobby Fish. John Moxley versus 10. The Elite, which are Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Adam Cole versus the Dark Order, which are Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, John Silver, and Colt Cabana. And Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shida. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite this Wednesday looks like it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see it. And the match card that's been announced so far for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage this Friday night, it's going to be Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston, and the Seidel brothers, which are Matt and Mike Seidel, versus Leo Rush and Dante Martin. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage this Friday looks like it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see that either. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite from last night, which was October 23rd, 2021. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road. Peace out.